play music because I love it. I love getting the reaction from people. I love it when somebody comes up and tells me that something that I wrote means something to them. When the idea for the EP first came about, it was strictly to be as a Christmas present to my dad. And after it all developed, that's when I kind of realized that it needed to be out there for people to hear. And if one person can relate to one of the songs that I've written, then it makes all this worth it to me. After my dad had passed away, and the idea for the song came about because I had a dream and I knew he was in the dream and I couldn't remember the dream, and that's where the first line of the song came from. And I was on my way to work that morning and I had that line just going through my head over and over again. And by the time I got to work, it had started to develop a little more, and I sat down with a pad and pen and it literally just came out in probably 10 minutes.
I wake up to forgotten dreams.
And I don't even know where it all came from. I was thinking about the situation and how everything came about, and my dad was very convinced that the medicine that they had switched him to was what had developed the mass in his pancreas, and it was inoperable. So that's kind of where the line of "it wasn't your time" came from.
Who am I to say it wasn't your time? It wasn't your time.
I mean, who is anybody to say when it's somebody's time to go? He was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and he passed away 3 days after Christmas in 2017. I was not planning on recording this EP for any other reason than to give him that for a Christmas present. And unfortunately, we ran out of time. I went there at the beginning of December, and we were there for 3 weeks, the last 3 weeks that he was alive. And then after he passed away, I was going to kind of scrap the whole idea. I wasn't really thinking, let's continue with that. It was really the furthest thing from my mind until I wrote that song. And when I wrote that song, a week later, I think it was, I was opening up for a friend, Jonathan Parker, up at Buck's Bar and Grill. And I played that song, and the reaction that I got from people was that they were really touched by it. People can really relate to it. And that is when I decided to continue on with the project. I didn't know who really to talk to even get some help. There were some local guys that I briefly talked to about it. And then I thought, I have some friends that are musicians. I need to find one that I respect, and I respect the way he does things. And I found that in Cole Porter. And Cole's been around a long time. I knew that he had a good ear, and it started out to be a simple project. It wasn't going to be anything fancy. And then after my dad had passed, it turned into a little more than that. But Cole had never produced anything for anybody else, so we were kind of taking a chance on each other. And I think that it worked out. He got some amazing musicians in there. Most of them are in his band. A great engineer by the name of Paul Carabello. And Paul has a very good ear, and it was great working with both of them. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better team of people to complete this EP. Jake Stringer played drums on it. Justin Boswell played bass on it. Tyler Giles on steel guitar. Cody Stanford on lead guitar. Paul Carabello had done some acoustic work on it. And what the song has turned into, the musicians that are on it, Drew Herrickle, he plays keys for Cody Jinks. Scotty Sanders out of Nashville, he played dobro on it. And it's a pretty heavy song for people. That was the direction we were going, was for a gospel feel, to have the song build, and that's exactly what it does. And some session girls out of Nashville who are amazing, April Rucker, Stephanie Curry, and Maureen Murphy. And Maureen, she's in Zach Brown's band sometimes, and all these girls, they do so much session work, and they sing live with artists, and they're some of the best in the world. And I can't believe the way that it all worked out with the scheduling. Everybody's schedules lined up, everybody had the same night off. It was like it was meant to be on this song, and the song has turned into something way bigger than me, judging by people's reactions, and I cannot wait for everybody to hear that song. You only get one chance to make a first impression, you know? So I knew that with the artwork for the cover, I wanted it to be a good picture, and I know this photographer, and he is a music fan. His name is Chris Couture. When I saw some of Chris's photography, I was blown away by it. I sent him a message and I told him that I was looking to record an EP. And I asked him if he had any photography of a road going into the mountains. And I didn't tell him any lyrics that I had or anything like that. And one of the lyrics in one of the songs, Looking Up at a Dream, says, there was too much rain and too much snow to see a dream from down below. But I also wanted the road going into the mountains. So that was all I told him, was I wanted a road going into the mountains across the desert that would fit the feel of that song. And that was the photo that he sent me.